I realized when people call you and say, you need to come over here to work for my company for 1 hour to give a public speaking speech in front of in front of this much people for this amount, I realize I realize that you have to say no. I realize you have to say no. I also realize that you can say to those people, I'll do it for free. I'll never do it for your money. I realize then you'll go there for free. I realize they'll say, I need you to come here for free. I realize then you go for free. I realize then you'll do it for free. I realize then you just go. I realize then once you've done the service for free, I realize they may give you some money. I realize then you can receive the money. I need you to do service first. I need you to be a person who does the service first, and then you can give the money. I promise you that those people who give you the money first, and then you go, I promise you that you are a slave. I promise you that when you go there and you do the event first without the money, I promise you that you work for God. I need you to do that. I promise you that no matter what, there are people who are working in terms of sports and they're working for teams and they're in soccer teams. I promise you they sold themselves for a certain amount of money for a certain period of time. I promise you that with them, it's usually they get the money and then they do the work. I promise you that's how it goes. I promise you they will slap a money price tag on you. I promise you they'll also slap some time on you. I realize that you can never leave unless you break the contract. You have to return all the money that they gave you. You have to return all the money, You can never break the contract. You can break the contract, and I'd rather break the contract, I'd rather go work for free anyway. I realize no matter what, you never get yourself in a contract. I realize that I will never be in a contract for anything. I'll never accept money to work for it. I'll accept it freely. I'll ask, is it for free? I say, no matter what, I realize no matter what, they must be free for me to take it. I realize they say, no, it's really for you to work for us. I realize I am sorry, I'll work for you for free. I never do it for the money. I just gave him a better deal. I realize I come with my money, I withdraw money from my pocket, I give it like a man. I get up in front of the stage, I say, I came here with my change. I came here on my dollar. I came here to give you guys a performance like you guys have never seen before. I realize that's something incredible. I realize that many people will try to sell you money. I never need you to be sold. I never need you to buy anything of this world. I never need you to buy anything. I need you to invest only. I need you to realize that investing is the only way to do anything. I never need you to buy anything outright. I realize that when you buy anything outright, you just lost. I promise you. I never need you also to be in a contract. I realize there are many phone contracts out there. I realize they are scamming you. I realize you can get the same phone and buy it outright, for example, and you'd make more money. I realize no matter what, it's never even about the money anymore. I realize no matter what, that's stupid what I said. I realize that you never buy anything outright and you never, ever, ever get into a contract. What would you do in terms of technology and how would you get the technology then? What would you really do? You would really make sure that you can afford it. You only invest in it. You realize that you're going to throw it away. You need to realize that you need it for a certain period of time. You just invest in it, you throw it away, you'll use it, and you'll do your business with it to do something greater. You need to realize that. You never need to buy anything outright. You need to invest. I realize that the mistake is that people buy something. You need to invest your money. You only invest. You never buy anything. You never buy food, you invest in food. You never buy clothes, you invest in clothes. You need to think in terms of an investor. You need to be an investor. You need to be a person who's working for freedom and looking for freedom. You need to always find your way out of every scenario and always find your way to a better life. You always have to find your way to a better life through what you're saying. I realize that In this video production that I've just done, I've learned so much about contracts and working for free, and also how to stay away from selling myself to the devil. I realized no matter what, that in this video I've grown so much, and that is how to work everything. I realized when you're working for freedom, that is how to work everything. You also need to be a person who's just giving it your best in freedom. You just need to realize that you just need to be passionate about it. You need to be yourself. You need to be yourself on camera. You need to put in the work. You need to realize that you just, every day you just produce 3 hours, and you realize that other people can never even watch you for 20 minutes. You are doing the video for 3 hours and they can never even afford to watch you for 20 minutes. You have to realize you must be doing something beyond normal. You have to realize that when they can never catch up to you in your videos while you're producing 3 hours every single day, and they can only do 1 hour every single day of watching, I promise you that you are doing something much more I promise you that you are doing something much more honorable than they are. You will get the reputation of the 3-hour man every single day in their hearts while they watch you 1 hour. You have to understand that it's more abbreviation of the mind. It's more expression of the mind. It's more, hey, I love to be on camera. I love to do something that's really going to help me. I really love to abbreviate my language skills. I really love to work on myself. I really love to just push it. I can do this for free. I can really push it for free. I never care. I can really be with people for free. I can really public speak. I can really overtake anybody. I can just do it for free. I realize that Neymar, I realize these soccer players, I realize they're French, I realize they're whatever nationality, I realize they're working for the money. I realize they're in contracts. I realize they're working for some big dream that they're going to make some money. I realize that's the stupidest dream ever. I realize the dream is really work for God, work for free, and no matter what, you will make it in the freedom realm no matter what. You never have to make it in the soccer realm. You'll make it in whatever you're doing for free. I realize that those people who make it much better in life, I realize they're the ones who are working for free. You need to be a person who's just eyeing yourself for free, doing everything for free. You need to find the words to say. You need to really elaborate on what you're doing, and you need to grow from it. You need to realize you're worth it. You need more time and space to really amplify yourself. I realize that the more hours you put into it, the more you become somebody in what you're doing. You need to become much more greater. You need to realize that you're worth it. You need more time and space. You need more abbreviation and techniques. You also need to read up on synonyms and antonyms, and you need to really boost up your vocabulary so you can really talk English, and so you can really speak in any terms and conditions in the world in terms of languages. And you need to just practice. You just need to practice over and over about what you're doing, and you need to say it in a different way. As Gary Vaynerchuk says, you need to practice something that you're doing over and over and over again in different titles and different positions and different statuses and different life forms and whatever. You have to realize that each and every second of your life is a different life form of you. You realize that you're never the same as you were 10 seconds ago. You realize that you're never the same as 5 hours ago. You are a person always growing and developing, and that's the person who's able to work everything. You need to see that growth is your ultimate potential. Growth is something that you can really push through. You can really do it. You can really just elaborate on it. You can really push through. You just need to put yourself in it. You need to grow. You need to just speak. You need to realize that you're growing in the video. You have to realize that when you're growing in the video, that's the money. You have to realize that is the fountain of love. You have to realize that is the fountain of Niagara Falls pouring into your heart and giving you everything you ever need in terms of love and devotion and God and freedom. I promise you that when you're just a person just going into it and you're just really driving it and you're really showing up every single day and you're just always pushing through and you're doing something to just help for free, and you're just realizing you're just giving your best all the time for free, please. You have to realize that when you're doing it for free, you'll always be able to find something to say. You'll be able to believe in yourself even more. You'll be able to really just give it that extra push. You'll be able to see something that you've never seen before. You just need to push. You just need to realize, this is what you're doing. You need to realize you need something incredible. You need somebody who's really going to give you the motivation you need. You need somebody who's really going to amplify you in your success. You need to realize that you can keep going for freedom forever. You need to go for 10 hours. You need to go for 12 hours. You need to do it for free. You understand? When you do it for free, I promise you, when you do it for free, you will always learn how to do better. You'll always learn how to communicate better. You'll always learn how to develop better. You'll always learn the benefits and the pros only. I never need you to learn the cons. I need you to learn the pros. I need you to realize that you need to be above and beyond. You need to realize that no matter what happens, you will never fail when you work for God. You'll never fail when you never sell your soul to the devil. You'll never fail when you never work for money. I realize that those people who work for money, I realize that they are the people who just never do anything. I realize that they are the people who just never have anything. I realize that they are the people who are never anything in life. I realize they have just tumbled in life. I realize they're just losing. I realize they're putting numbers and prices and they believe they're worth $2 and they believe they're worth $8 an hour. I realize that I'm worth freedom. I realize no matter what that person believes that they're worth $2 billion an hour, I'm worth freedom, baby. I need you to understand. I'd rather have freedom than $2 billion. I need you to understand. I never sold myself for the money. I'd rather have freedom than $1 trillion. I, at least with freedom, will gain God. I'll gain eternity in life. I will live my life to the fullest. I realize those people with money will never have anything. I realize that people in possession of power who have money, I realize they are doing nothing to support anyone. I realize no matter what, I realize they may even be giving handouts for free. I realize no matter what, it can happen. You have to realize that you need to just be a person who's never really into the money. You never have to be into the money. You need to be into God and freedom. You need to be more into freedom than you are for the money. Because when you're working for freedom, you will also escalate in terms of power and opposition and also everything that's always going to be good. I realize that those people who are just for the money, I realize they are the people who need to rule the world. You never need to rule the world. What you need to do, you have to realize what you need to do is you need to always abbreviate your terms that the world is free. You need to realize that you never get ruled by money. I realize that people who have more money and work for it are always ruled by the ego. I need you to have more freedom than the money. I need you to realize that the real richness of life is having no ego and working for freedom. I realize that money is never important when you're never working for free. I need you to realize that when you're working for free, money will always be important. I realize that when you have no God, I realize when you have no God, you will work for the money, and I promise you that you will try to take over the world. I promise you that you will need to build skyscrapers like Donald Trump. I promise you that you'll need to own the stock market. I promise you that you'll need to own the stadium because each person who sits there has to give you $60 because they work the 9-to-5 job because you gave them money for that so they can be a slave to you. I promise you that the power is in the hands of those people who have money to make that happen, although you never worked a 9-to-5 job in the first place. I promise you, no matter what, that whoever's in power in terms of money today has made the government systems and the 9-to-5 available for you to go and be a slave for them. I promise you, I'll never be that. I'll never do that. I'll never do that. I may get shot for it. I never care. I don't care. I'm already free in eternity. I don't care. I realize no matter what, that you realize what's happening in the world. You need to be updated. You need to be a person who's really working the system in a way that you're working for free. You need to beat the system. You need to beat the system. You need to beat the system. You will beat the system in the freeway. You will beat the system in the freeway only. I promise you that anybody such as like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Sylvester Stallone and also Jackie Chan and Arnold Schwarzenegger have done it for free. I realize they work for free. You have to understand that. I realize that no matter what, those people at the top of the games, I can see them. I can see they're working for free. I realize no matter what, that when you are just donating money, you need to be a person who is really donating it for free. You never expect anything in return. You never expect anything from anybody. You need a woman, you give it money for free. You never expect her to be your wife. I realize no matter what, you need to just give money freely. You just never really need to give money for them to do something for you. You never need that in life. What you need is really, you go up to her for free, you gain her as a wife for free, you do it in free terms. You never give money in terms of anything that, let's say, makes her your wife or something like that. I realize that it's blessed to have all this. I realize no matter what, that giving money is freely given only. I realize when you're giving money, only give it freely. I mean, never give money for somebody else to do something for you. I realized I was doing that with my music. I realized I was doing something stupid. Although I learned something. I promise you in that learning, I grew. I grew something there. I realized I made something for God. I realized in that aspect, I can do it then. I can give money toward people so I can do a work for God. I realized at that point, I realized I'm doing something amazing. I realized when I do something selfishly for just my purposes, I realized that's evil. I realized when I give money to see a woman, I realized when I give her $50,000 each and every time for God so I can be with her, I realized no matter what, I do it for God so that I can be with this woman. I realized in that statement, I can do it. I realized no matter what, I can do it because I do it for God. I'll give her $50,000 for each look that she gives me so that I do it for God so I can be with her and I can have a kid with her. I realized that God will find me the money to be with her. And no matter what, I realized that no matter what, I can do that. I realized I did it for God. I did something as a blessing to say, I need this woman, God. I'll give her money for you so that I can be with her. I realized that God will always give you money. You need to realize that you need to do everything with God. You need to masturbate with God. You need to watch porn with God. You need to go drive with God. You have to go drive yourself with God. You need to drive everybody else for God. You need to go pick up people for God. You need to go do slavery for God. You need to go do everything for God. You need to do something for bigger than you. You have to do something that's much greater than you. You have to really promote yourself in a way that's for God also. You need to speak with people for God. You need to realize that you're worth it and that you can always finish this video anytime you need. You can also push your barriers and you can learn and you can grow and you can always find the wisdom that you need and you can really just amplify your success. I realize no matter what, that you just see that I can do it, you can also do it. I can always do it. I have to put my I knew in my action theories and I always have to figure out a better way to speak anyway. I have to find a way to really self-develop myself. I realize that life is about self-development. I realize life is about something that's really going to help you succeed. I realize no matter what, I have one Mega Drive. I have everything stuck into Mega Drive. I do everything in Mega Drive. I realize I just need Mega Drive to just keep going. I realize I can stick my journals in there. I can stick my photos in there. I can stick any file that you ever need in my Mega Drive. I see that in YouTube that you can only do videos. I realize that you can only do videos in YouTube. I realize in my Mega Storage I can do journals. I can do writing blogs. I can do anything in terms of writing material and images and videos and audios only. I can do anything in my Mega Drive. I realize that in Facebook, I realize it's just a social media. I realize that hardly anybody would ever go into my Facebook to see all my stuff. I realize that my Mega Drive is something incredible that I can always elaborate on. I can always add anything on. I just go and download 50 photos a day. I upload it into my Mega Drive. I then delete all the photos from my phone. I scrap it because it's already in my Mega Drive. I just go into my Mega Drive. I select 50 photos a day. I just post in 5 posts. I realize I post 50 photos of myself into Instagram. I realized no matter what, with these videos, I upload them into Mega Drive and then I delete the 4-hour video from my phone completely. I have a nice fresh phone every day. I realize I always have extra storage space online where I can upload all my content every single day that I do in video and audio and writing. I do that every day before bed. I realize that's a nice, beautiful schedule for me. I realize I have a 1 hour rule where I may just go outside anywhere around the world for 1 hour only. I must be inside my house for 23 hours. I realize no matter what, I'm always inside. I just have to go outdoors to get food. I have to go outdoors to have a haircut. I have to go somewhere for 1 hour. I realize I have a 1 hour rule. I can be outdoors for 1 hour only. I also have another rule where I state I may go to the 6 p.m. rule. I can be anywhere around the world. I have to be out of the accommodation I live in terms of I have to be outdoors from after 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I have to be in between that time. I have to be outdoors doing something. I realize everything else have to be inside. I realize that's my 6 p.m. rule. I can switch really quick. I can say in Sydney I'll just do the 1 hour rule because I fucking hate the place. I realize I can always grow inside my free accommodation. I realize in Perth I can be there for 1 hour rule. I can do 1 hour. I can do the 1 hour rule there because I've fucking been in Perth. I've seen it. I realize when I go to Las Vegas, where I realize I've been in Las Vegas. I realize in Las Vegas now I make it the 6 p.m. rule. I can already see from every single day there. I'll just be going from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I'll just be walking it. I can see that. I can say, for example, in Barcelona, I'd be the 6 p.m. rule. I can say in Innsbruck, I'd be the 6 p.m. rule. I have to go see it more. I realize in Cairns, I'd fucking do that for. I realize in Cairns right now, I'd be doing the 1 hour rule. I've been doing the 1 hour rule. I've seen already there. I already seen what's happening there. I already see that no matter what, I realize when I see something that's already going on around places, I just switch my schedules. I realize I just stay indoors for 23 hours. I go outside I realize I never go outside. I'm always inside my body. I go outdoors for 1 hour. You can also have the same schedule. I have 2 types of schedules for that. I realize I'm always growing. I'm always doing something that's according to my life. I'm always living my life on my terms. I'm always figuring out a better way to do my technology. I'm always watching my mentors on YouTube. I always have to be updated. I listen to Brian Tracy. I have to be updated on the newest videos that my mentors post every single day. I promise you that it's updated in the world. I promise you that my mentors are talking about the world today. Whereas when you're watching your mentors that were speaking 5 years ago, I promise you they're speaking about totally something different that has nothing to do with today. You have to realize that your mentors have to speak about everything that's going on about everything every single day. You need to realize that that's the best teaching. You realize that when people are speaking just about what happened today, I realize that's the fucking news. I realize that's the negativity. I realize that's the drama. I realize that you need to be a person who's speaking about what the fuck's happening in the next 300 years and for the next fucking millennial and for the next 10 fucking millennials and more. You need to you have to speak and teach people in that aspect about the long-term aspects and never about what's short-term and what's going on today. I realize today there is a lot of drama going on. I never care about that. I care about the future. I care about what's going on in the long term. I never care about the short term. I used to think delayed gratification. I used to realize that delayed gratification is everything. I delay soft drinks. I delay meat food. I delay processed food. I delay the processed food in franchises such as McDonald's and Subway and KFC and Portos and Pizza Hut and Domino's and Pizza Haven. I never have pizza in my life. I never have ice cream in my life. I maintain my weight this way. I also never go to the gym. I never go to the gym. I never need a gym. I never need a 24-hour fitness gym. I have my 24-hour fitness gym in my accommodation, and also I can go to the park. I realize I can do a power tube and I can do sit-ups and I can do anything related to my muscle naturally. I never need any fucking weights to do it. Whereas I can do anything with my power. I can always abbreviate for free. I can always do something for free. I can always learn for free. I can always give you more ideas. I can always elaborate more about how to really, really amplify your life. I realize that no matter what, you need to realize that everything I've said in this video relates. Realize that you just need a broad term. You need a broad term of conditions in terms of just to believe better in yourself. You need to believe better in yourself that you can do anything that you realize in your life. You just need to become more aware of more ideas. You just need to figure out a better way for yourself to start doing work for free. You need to go into your schedule today and you need to find something that you can do for free. You need to make a list, such as Brian Tracy says. You'll go into your journal and you'll figure out 20 ideas that you can do for free now. I used to go. I used to go and write 20 ideas that you can do for free. I used to go and stick to one. I used to write the most important 3 out of those. I used to then to go and do the first one from those 3. I used to list them from 1 to 3. I used to figure out what's the most important idea that you can do for free for your whole life. I need you to then make that your passion, and I need you to just do it for free forever. I need you to grow it for free forever. I need you to do it for free for God. I promise you, when you do that one thing that you do for free forever, you'll find that I do life coaching for free. You'll find that I do all my Mega Drive for free. I brand myself. I market myself. I promote my podcast. I promote my entrepreneurship business mind. I promote my videos. I promote looking good. I promote veganism. I promote sobriety. I promise you that's all my one idea. I promise you I promote journaling. I promote writing more. I promote traveling. I promote having more in life. I just promote the positive lifestyle. I just stick to that one barrier. I realize that's my one idea. I'll just do fucking for free forever. I just realize I'll just stick to positive. I'll just do positive forever. I realize no matter what, I realize it's an amazing idea. I may as well do it. I realize also music is in that. I realize music is positive. I realize I just go fucking do music for free too. I realize no matter what, that you can go do it for free and you never have to be a slave. You never have to be a slave. I promise you that you're worth all the money in the world. I realize when you're worth all the money in the world, I realize that you have entered freedom. When your time is worth freedom, I promise you, you work for freedom. I realize when your time is worth freedom, you work for freedom. I realize when your time is worth money, I realize you work for money. I realize no matter what, that you always figure out a better way to speak. I need you always to figure out something in your life that can really help them to succeed in terms of life. You need to really speak to people in a way that is going to really abbreviate terms and conditions in terms of life, in terms of abbreviating much better grammar so that you can really use more vocabulary words. So you can use more, you can use more vocabulary words in your dictionary so you can realize to expand your context, such as Robert Kiyosaki says. I realize that when you're expanding your context, you can really start to speak more. You can really start to do something more in front of an audience. You can really start to do something around a crowd and a community, and you can just do charity work. You do it for free. I promise you that you always have God with you. I promise you, you'll always be taken care of. I promise you, you always have a family. I promise you, you'll make kids. I promise you, make kids as much as you need. I realize that money will never be an issue when you're working for free. I realize that freedom work is always something that's the best work. It's always something that's really going to push you. You have to realize that you need to push yourself. You push yourself and your barriers as much as you can. You realize that I've been doing this video for however long. I still have to drink water. You just have to understand that I've been fasting this whole time. I have to eat something. I also have to realize I can drink something. I just realize I can also pause the video. I realize no matter what, I'm also loving my life. I just love to be in the position of never power, although I love to work for God. I realize that no matter what, the biggest power you can have is freedom. I realize that the biggest power you can have is God on your side. I realize that those people who have money are never going to be more powerful than God. I realize that those people who have money are never going to be more powerful than God. You need to also abbreviate that you speak in a term where you will speak in a way that you repeat what you say in a better way with the I in you. I can also now repeat my words in the I and you factor so that I can always make sure that my words are much better than yesterday so that I can become better in my communication. You have to always look at your communication. You have to better your communication. You have to put effort into really categorizing those words that you're really doing. And the best way you can do that is on video and in your journal. I realized that my journal is my second best way I can do anything, which is my first best way. I realized that I put my journal as my plan B. I realized that my plan B is my plan A. I need you to realize that no matter what, I would rather do videos all day long. I realize no matter what, that sometimes I get very lazy. I realize no matter what, I still show up. I show up every day. I realize that no matter what, I do more and more every single day. Today, I realize today I'm also doing more than I'm supposed to. I realize I'm really putting effort here. I realize no matter what, that when I get in my journal, I can be switching off the lights and I can journal and I can improve my communication that way. I can also listen to self-education with my mentors. I can relax. I can see what's going on around the world. I can put myself into a growth experience. I can really I have to talk more. I realize no matter what, I realize I can put myself into a talk and experience more through what I say. I realize no matter what, I'm just joking around. I love to do what I do. I do it for free. I realize no matter what, it's just amazing to be able to speak out and to be able to realize that you can't do anything in your life when you're abbreviating more of your vocabulary and your terms and conditions in terms of a way that you have a better way of speaking so that you have a better context so you can always do something incredible, such as Robert Kiyosaki says, so that you can realize I just repeated something in the same kind of manner, in a different manner, realizing no matter what, you need to do better anyway. You need to realize just do something that's really going to positively affect you in a negative manner. Never. You never need to be negative. You need to never get positively affected. I never need you to be affected. I need you to be positive. I need you to be positively affected. You need to realize there's a difference. You have to realize that I never need you negatively affected. I need you to be positively affected with the E. I realize it's with the E. So no matter what, when you realize, you have to realize when you realize, I realize when you realize, when you're speaking more, you're going to start making more mistakes. You need to push those barriers and you need to start really escalating your speaking ability. I promise you that when you do this, you will start to grow more intense in what you're doing and you'll do it for free even longer, and you'll realize that it's much easier for you to do it for longer periods of time, such as Tony Robbins does. I realize when you're pushing the barriers of life and you're doing much more and more and more throughout time, and you're realizing that's the way to do it, and you can do it for longer periods of time, and you can just relax. You can take your time. You can just have a little break, and you can realize no matter what, you're already loving life. I realize I can do this nice session in a real live crowd for 4 hours. I can have a 1 hour break, and I can come again for 4 hours, and I can do it again. I realize no matter what, you realize how to do it now. You realize that the more you just expand yourself into freedom work, you realize you can just keep going. You realize you're just always in the process of becoming more. You need to become more and more so you can realize no matter what that I hope you never even dropped out of this video. I realize that whoever's watching me here has really dedicated themselves into learning and studying more ideas from me. I promise you that you need to also go and do this also. I need you to go and do this. I need you to go and speak this 4 hour video also. I need you to go and learn it in terms of vocabulary so that you can realize that it's more about the teaching aspects of life than it is the listening. I need you to go and teach it, because when you're teaching it, you're really listening. You need to realize that people who listen will teach. You need to realize that people who really help inspire people are the people who really do it. You are just listening in a way that you're hearing me out at the moment. You are grabbing ideas. You're getting ready to prepare yourself for this type of lecture in terms of your teaching capability and your type of teaching style. You realize that you need all the knowledge that you can get. You need to get more and more knowledge always. You need to realize that you're just preparing yourself for the next 5 years. You'll be accumulating knowledge. You'll be accumulating knowledge all your life. And you need to become a student all your life. You need to always be accumulating more knowledge. You need to realize that eventually that knowledge is going to hit the roof, and you have to start going into life, and you have to start teaching. You have to realize, I've been doing this video for however long. I realize it's a 4-part course. I realize it may be I realize no matter what, you need to realize that no matter how long this video is, and no matter how many parts there are, you need to realize I've done this in one sitting. You have to realize that this video has been going on for 4 hours now. I can continue. I can keep going. I can just realize I just expand my mind now. I can just keep pushing. I can just keep pushing into it. I need you to realize that that's the ultimate coach reference. I need you to realize that that's the ultimate. I need you to realize that that's the ultimate coaching reference. You need to push into it. You need to realize you can use your emotions. You can drive your message out there. You can drive it. You can push it. You can see it. And you're working for free in a way that people are listening, and you're just loving life, and you're just in your own zone, and you're just really escalating yourself and your height and your career in a better way. I realize when you're really doing it for fun, and I realize when you're doing it for free, you're doing it for fun also. I realize that freedom is everything. You realize that no matter what, that when you're doing it for freedom, you do it for freedom. You never do it for fun, you do it for freedom. You do it because you need to be free. I need you to realize that you do it for free. You do it in a way that is really going to correlate for yourself to just be able to push the content out there. You push it never because of other people. You never do it for other people. You do it for yourself so that you can do it for free. You do it for free only. You need to be able to push the content out for free so that you can realize that you deserve better. You just deserve better. You just need to realize that you can do it. You can push out everything that you ever need. You deserve a better life. You deserve something more. You never think about other people and what they're saying about you when you're 4 hours into the video. You just keep going. You just keep going. Even when you start off the video, you realize that you just keep going about what you're saying. You realize it's never really about the tension anymore. It's really about your growth now. You realize when you start off the video, you are never really doing it for attention. You're doing it for free. You're doing it for growth. You're doing it something for more escalation of who you are. You are doing it because you're becoming a more better person. You're doing it because something in you says you need to do it now, and you need to practice more so you can really get up and step up in front of people and do it. You need to practice in a way that you can just abbreviate those terms and conditions, and no matter what, you need a policy that says you can do better. You can do better with anything that you have in mind. You just do it for free. You just do it for free. I promise you that you will always be able to do anything in life. You can go clean the house for free. You can have anything for free. You can realize you can always unlock your potential. You can block nothing. You can realize now you block nothing in life. You realize you unlock everything with freedom. You have no blockages in your life. You can block for free. You can also block for free. You can realize that you never have to be negative when you're free. I realize that the world is negative because people are using their money in the wrong way. I realize no matter what, there is no such thing as using anything in the wrong or right manner. I need you to realize that you need to just work for free, and you need to make money anyway. You need to realize that money can be used better. You need to use money in a better way. I never look at life as what is wrong and what is right. I look at life as how can I grow? I never care about who's right and wrong. I care about who has something to improve me. I care about that. I never care about saying that you are right. I never care to say you are wrong. I never care to blame people. I care about to give them ideas based on what they're giving me. I care about exchange. I care about collaboration. I care about something that's teamwork, something that's really going to say we, our. I realize our. I realize us. I can say we, our, and us. I realize no matter what, I realize those words are something of togetherness. I realize those words are something of the world is one. I realize I feel to be number one. I feel to be something much more than I am. I realize I need to push always. I need to always find myself in freedom. I realize I failed nothing in this video. I never failed in this video. I realize I just got myself really much stronger in this video. I found myself abbreviating terms and conditions I've never really said in my life. I realize when I speak terms and conditions, I mean words and vocabulary and something of a better financial statement in terms of freedom. I realize no matter what, I connect my words, I connect the dots, I connect that there is a better way. I realize there's always something more to do. You just go and do it for free. You enjoy life, and you see that you can always learn more. You can always learn more on the go. You realize that you can go anywhere and you can do work for free. You never get limited by money. You never say who's got my money. You realize you ask any question, you just never go for the money. You go for the freedom. You have to understand that any question can be asked. I realize that question is always a question. You need to be a person who's just really escalating everything forward in a way that you just cruise it along with freedom. You're just cruising the boat. You're just cruising the boat and the yacht, and you're speaking forever. And you never care about anything else in life. You just care to just give people ideas in a way that's going to lift. You keep going. I promise you it's going to work out. I promise you that you're going to work out into a better person. I promise you that you'll also expand your mind in the process. I promise you that bit by bit, anything is a cinch, as Brian Tracy say. I promise you that Brian Tracy says that. I promise you that also, no matter what, that little by little, anything is a middle, as I say, you'll realize that you just keep putting yourself as number one. I am number one in my life. I realize no matter what, I am before everything else. I realize that I put God above me. I am number one because I am for God. I realize no matter what, you just keep categorizing yourself as number one. You realize you keep categorizing yourself that you can do it. You can do it for free. And you never worry about women, and you never worry about anything because you're doing it for free. You never worry about anything in life. You need to realize that you have no worries when you're doing everything for free. You need to be a person who's really succeeding in a way that you can say, hey, I snap out of it right now. I can listen. I can really start listening now what Danny's saying. I realize no matter what, you need to push yourself to grow. You need to really show yourself that you can do it. You need to push your mentality to say, I deserve much more. I deserve freedom. I deserve I have a dream. I deserve a dream. I deserve something more. I deserve to really stand forward as Martin Luther King did. I realize no matter what, you need to do much better than that. You need to go and really just lift yourself. You need to lift yourself, and you never need to care about other people in the midst. You need to lift in a way that you'll never hand over the torch. You'll never hand over the torch to anybody. You always grab the torch and you'll die with it. You'll die with the torch. Do you understand? You never hand over the torch. You're never old. You never get old. You need to be a person who's just lifting. You just lift with the torch. I promise you that when Jesus says you're coming into heaven now, I promise you will still be holding your torch up there. I promise you no matter what, you just keep going. I need you to run to your dream, as Les Brown says. I need you to realize that no matter what, you go and you need to go and credit people, and you need to quotate other people when they've said something. You need to realize that you deserve all the freedom that you can get when you do it. I realize that those people who do it are always people who have the freedom. I realize those people who do it are always the people who can do it. I realize you need to use your emotions. I'm using my emotions now. I'm just really growing. I'm really just pushing it. I'm only 1 year young. I'll say I'm only 1 year young. I'm only growing. I never care about any other age. I care about growing. I care about wisdom. I care about really succeeding. I care about really amplifying my way in a way that I have a better outlook in life, in terms of I have a better inward dream. I realize the inward dream is freedom. I realize I connect the dots. I realize I connect my why as freedom. I connect my why as God. I realize I have a better why now. I realize no matter what, I just lift myself. I lift myself, and you have to lift others in the process. You also have to enjoy the process, as Gary Vaynerchuk says. You realize no matter what, you have to be in repetition, and you have to use what you've used in this video to really escalate everything forward. You need to realize that life is something that you just keep going forward. You just keep going forward. You just never stop for anybody. You just keep running and you just enjoy it. You just enjoy the freedom. You just enjoy the freedom of life. You breathe life to the fullest. You relax, and you're never a smoker of cigarettes. You're never doing drugs. You're never doing alcohol. You're never wasting money. You're never wasting it on anything negative. You're never hanging around negative people. You're just growing everything. You're just growing everybody. You're just growing everybody in a way that you're loving life. You need to be able to grow yourself in a way that's really going to help you. You need to realize that you always find the words to say when you're doing better. You need to always find the words to say when you're doing better. You need to find the words to say when you need to better yourself. You better yourself in any way you can so that you can succeed. You also need to realize that you deserve much more than you are today. You just realize that you need to boost your confidence in the process anyway. You need to always lift your skills in a way that's going to really correlate with who you are and your body language and also your emotions, and you need to feel much healthier than yesterday. You need to realize that you need to be inspired by this video. You need to do something that's really going to amplify you to succeed, and you really never days off. You just keep going in a way that you're just using your emotions to really be in the video, and you'll have to always take your time with it in terms of you never take your time, you only invest your time. You only invest your time in a way that you can realize that you be on the offense about what you're saying. You never laugh when you're really being serious about freedom. You realize that you just have to grow for it. You have to grow for it. You can also have fun for freedom. You can have an entertainment of such for freedom. You just realize that you need to do something much better. You need to have a lightheartedness about you. You never really have to go down. You never have to go down at all. You have to go up only. You realize it's only about upward trends. You realize you go for the trends, you go for who's famous, you go for those people who are up there. You need to really inspire yourself in a way that really is going to lift you. You need to realize that Jim Rohn is here. You need to realize that Zig Ziglar's here. You need to realize that Dr. Wayne Dyer is here. You need to realize that Osho's here. You need to realize that people who are escalating me forward are these people. You need to realize that I'm always in contradiction. I'm always a person going back on my words so that I can help myself much better. I realize no matter what, I'm always moving forward anyway. I'm always moving forward in a way that I'm never stuck on words. I realize that contradiction will help you never be stuck on words, as Osho says. You need to realize that you need to learn from people. You need to have mentors. You need to be able to study life in a way that's really going to help you, and you never be ashamed about it. You need to always have communication with people and grow them in a way that you never expect anything from them. You just grow them, you have friends with them, you have companions with them, you just do something that's really going to help you guys escalate forward and grow each other. You need to grow each other. You need to grow the world around you. You never need to destroy it. You never need to play games with women. You never need to play games with people. You need to start growing up now. You need to start maturing. You need to start realizing that the world is going to overcome you and is going to get past you, and you never have to be the person who's in the race last. You need to be ahead of the world. You need to be the innovator of the world who is miles ahead. You need to be the person always living life much better. You need to be, for example, Maccabi Diva, who is the horse always winning the race. You have to win the race against time. You have to win the race against people. You have to win the race against everybody. I mean, you need to win the race against yourself the most. I realize that life is never a competition. You need to realize that. You need to realize that life is never a competition. You need to realize that life is really your aim to win every single day. You need to win every single day. You just need to win. You need to win every single day. I never need you to lose. I never need you to be a loser. I need you to be a winner. I need you to be a winner. I need you to realize that you need to grow. You have to be proud of yourself. You need to be never egotistical. I promise you that you can be proud to do work for God. I promise you can be proud. I promise you can be perfect in who you are for God. I promise you can do anything for God. You just have to grow for God also. I promise you can be proud and grow. I promise you can be perfect and grow. I promise you that you can be poor and grow. I promise you when you grow, you'll be richer than poor. I promise you can be rich and grow. I'd rather you be rich and grow. You be anything that's more than poor. You be anything more that's really going to escalate you forward. I realize there's no boundaries over here. You can always do something to escalate yourself. I realize that when you're doing it for somebody now, I realize it's just you and God. I realize it's just you and God. You're just doing it for freedom. I realize you can just keep going. I realize you need to push yourself. I realize that you're just doing it something. I realize that you're doing it for something much more than you. You realize that you can do it. You can push yourself. You can always elaborate on what you're saying. You can realize to really just enjoy it. You need to honestly get much better anyway. You need to realize that you can push yourself. You can do much better. You can realize to always escalate and make people laugh in a way that's going to grow you the most. I never need you to make people laugh for them. I need you to make people laugh for God. I realize when you make people laugh, I realize when you're making people laugh for God, I realize you'll never commit suicide. I understand Robin Williams committed suicide. I realize that Robin Williams was a person making people laugh. I realize that Robin Williams was never doing it for God. I realize I understand why people go and kill. I understand why people are evil. I understand why people are egotistical. I understand why people are committing suicide and killing their families. I understand they're never working for God. I need you to understand that many slaves are negative. I realize that many people who never work for God and never have God in their life will always kill. I realize that those people who never have God in life are never working for freedom. I need you to work for freedom. I need you to realize that I do this 4-hour video, I do it for God. I realize I do it for God. I realize I do this 4-hour video for God. I am always present in God's presence so I can realize I deserve freedom, baby. I deserve it. I work for it. I realize I can get it. I can get it. I already have freedom. I already have freedom. I can do anything for free. I can sleep for free. I can listen to music for free. I can do anything for free that I need to do. I realize that no matter what, you just keep pushing anyway. You realize that you're never really escalating anything in a negative manner. You're really just positive about everything. You're just pushing it forward in a way that you can say, I can do this every single day. Once you do it every single day, you realize that you can escalate much more. You can really lead much more. You can really do much more. And that's the whole point. You have to realize the whole point of life is do more and more. You have to realize that you have to go from 1-hour videos. You have to realize that you have to go from 1-hour videos. You have to go into 2-hour videos. You have to go into 3-hour videos. You have to go and do 4-hour videos. You have to go and do 5-hour videos. You have to go and do 7-hour videos. You have to go 8-hour videos. You have to realize you never skip steps. You just have to go and do them. You just have to go and do them. You just have to realize you have to go and push the boundaries. You have to go and push the limits of yourself. You realize that I started from 1-minute video. I was never even able to do more than 2 minutes before. I was never able to educate more than 2 minutes. Whereas now I can educate for 4 hours long. I can educate for as long as I can. I realize that I never fail in God's presence. I am always able to do more. I'm always able to really escalate more about who I am. I need you to realize that no matter who you are, you can always find a better way. You can always find a better way in freedom only. I need you to go and look for the golden goose. I need you to go look for the golden goose who laid the egg. Realize no matter what, that's the freedom road. You have to go and find those eggs around the baskets of life. Realize the world is always a great place to live when you're working for God. I realize everything else is bullshit. I realize that God made you come here. I realize that God created you. I realize that you were made in God's image. You need to realize that without the Father God, you are nothing. You need to realize that you deserve more. You deserve more. You just have to work for more. You have to put in the time, and you have to understand that there are no shortcuts in terms of life and abbreviations and how you speak. You have to realize that you have no saliva in your mouth so that you never mumble. You have to realize that you have to learn everything on the go. You have to realize that you need to learn as much as you can, and you never wait for anybody. You have to realize I never wait for other people to do this video for me. I never ask my high school friend for me to do this video. I never care about him. I never care that he's working on a 9-to-5 job. I never care that I grew up with him. I never care that I went to his house for 5 years. I never care how long I've been his friend. I never have to ask him for permission. I never have to ask anybody for permission to do this video. I never have to wait to be a millionaire because he's fucking going slow. I never care. I'll just go be a billionaire and I never care about him. You have to understand that I will never wait for him. I'll never wait for him to grow. I realized I'll never wait for anybody to grow. I'll just go and grow. I'll just go and live my life. You have to understand, you have to go and do the same. I'll never wait for my girlfriend to grow. I'll never wait for her. I'll fucking say, I have to go this way. I have to grow this way. I have to grow. I don't care. I'm not waiting for anybody. I'll fucking leave her too. I'll fucking leave her too. I realize that no matter what, when a person never grows with me, I realize that I can never bond with them. I fucking just outgrow the bitch and I fucking go somewhere else. I swear. I outgrow people. I literally outgrow people. I fucking outgrow people. I'm only 1 year young. You have to realize no matter what, you need to be a person who's just growing. You need to be a person who's just realizing there's something more about you. You need to inspire the world in a way that's really going to intensify. You need to intensify people in a better way. You need to keep doing it. You need to keep showing up for it. You need to be punctual for your work. You need to be up and ready. You need to be a person who's really living life. I realize that life's only worth living when you're doing something. I realize that people working today for money. I realize they're all working 8 hours for money. I realize they work nothing for God for free. I realize they never work for free. I realize no matter what, I work today for 4 hours for free. I worked more for God today than they did. I never care. I care for freedom though. I care for God. I don't even care for myself. I care for God. I am number one for God. I realize that I never have to be a slave. I realize I deserve everything I have. I realize I'll have even more. I realize I have even more because I do it for God. I realize that those people who always have money and power are always the evil people. I realize no matter what, even those people who in freedom have money and power. I realize that no matter what, those people in freedom I rather trust more. I need to realize that money and power is only good in freedom. I realize that those people who have money and power with no freedom, I promise you they are evil. I promise you that those people who have money and power with no God, I promise you they're evil. I'd rather have money in my life. I'd rather have power in my life. I just do it in the freedom realm. I do it in the realm of freedom. I do it for freedom. I never do it for power and money. I never control people. I release people into freedom. I make them freedom fighters. I make them freedom fighters. I make them fight for freedom. I make them go everywhere for freedom. I make them holy in Christ Jesus' name. I realize that when you are promoting God, you promote God in freedom. You need to realize that God's always with you. You need to realize that you always amplify your life. I can feel God with me over here. I can feel God really powering me. I can really feel God saying, I love you. I realize you're doing a work for me over here. I realize I really feel God inside of me over here, really tensing up for me. I really see, no matter what, that I can really do it. I can really power through this video. I can do it for as long as possible. I can do it for infinity. I can do it for as long as possible. I love it because I feel something inside of me. I feel this power in me. I feel this power. I feel this powerful force. I feel the flex. I feel the flex. I love it. I love it. I love this power. I love it. I realize now. I realize I can feel God inside of me. I can feel God. I can feel His presence inside of me. I can feel this power. I feel Arnold Schwarzenegger over here. I feel better than that. I feel better. I feel something incredible. I feel amplified. I love it. I love it. I feel amazing. I just push forward. I swear. I love life. I just love to liberate in a way. I control the universe. I reign power and supreme through freedom. I can hear God say, I reign power over you people in freedom. I love it. I can feel it. Anyway, guys, I say, no matter what, you need to realize you deserve better. You need to realize that you can do it and you deserve much more. I need you to realize that God will actually go inside of you and will make you feel much stronger. I realize there is a God. I Realize when you put in the effort, you always realize God is behind you and backing you. Realize no matter what, you always have more in freedom. Guys, I say, guys, I wish you all the best. I wish you guys, no matter what, you must share this video. You must also promote me. You must promote me for God. You never promote me for me. You promote this for freedom. You go and make more freedom fighters out of this video. I'll see you guys in the next video.